we are moving forward on the bipartisan infrastructure bill, and as we do it, who do you know? Kyrsten Sinema is up to say, well, I like this one, but this big reconciliation one that you're talking about, I'm not a fan of that. She says, I have also made clear that while I support beginning this process, I do not support a bill that costs 3.5 trillion. And in the coming months, I will work in good faith to develop this legislation with my colleagues and the administration to strengthen Arizona's economy and help Arizona's everyday families get ahead, which is always foremost on her mind. That's why she voted down the raise of the minimum wage, screwing over so many of her constituents. And I want to be clear, what she says there is, I do not support a bill that costs 3.5 trillion. What she did not say is, I don't support a bill that costs 3.5 trillion that isn't paid for, or that is paid for in one particular way that I don't like. She's just saying, I don't want it to be a big bill. I don't care how you pay for it. I'm not interested. We're not doing it. And that is the bare minimum of what some have been saying it is going to be. And if she votes against it, presumably it doesn't happen. So we've entered the most fun time of the year, Sabrina, the time where, President Sinema gets to decide what scraps the peasants get.
3.5 trillion? I don't think so.
I wondered why you'd put on your glasses. Thank you.
Yes, these are specifically my Kyrsten Sinema glasses. I feel like, especially now with the purple hair, I'm unfortunately embodying her in the worst way.
Did that make you like a bit cautious about dyeing your hair? Is it the possibility that people would think you were doing as an ode to the senator?
Yeah, I'm just such a big fan.
But anyway, she might blow this whole thing.
Well, and the thing is, now that she's actually in office, she really just seems like her priority is gaining more support from the right. I don't know how much that's going to get her. I don't know if that's going to save her come, re-election time. But yeah, she's just real wishy-washy all of a sudden now, and definitely has just changed so much. Yeah, I don't like this President Sinema at all.
I'm not a fan of her. I like her about as much as I like President Manchin, who I haven't even heard him weigh in. I'm sure he's gonna say something unbearable today. So everybody, hold on your butts for that as well. But now people are fighting back, but we're gonna read you some statements about what Sinema is saying from some good progressives who, unfortunately, because of the way the government is set up, don't have any influence over her because they're in the House, not in the Senate. So they can't like override her vote or anything. But Representative Ocasio-Cortez said, good luck tanking your own party's investment on childcare, climate action, and infrastructure while presuming you'll survive a 3-vote House margin, especially after choosing to exclude members of color from negotiations and calling that a bipartisan accomplishment. So I believe the entire group in the Senate that was involved in that was white. So she's implying there, again, we can tank this just as readily as you can. The issue with that is, and it's unfortunate because obviously I like Representative Ocasio-Cortez, is that again, like always in politics, this is asymmetric warfare. Sinema can tank it in the Senate, they can tank it in the House, but that isn't equal because one side wants things to be done and the other side doesn't really care. So yeah, you can both stop the process, but you don't want the process to stop. She doesn't care what happens or if nothing happens, she's perfectly fine with it. So the joke is unfortunately on Representative Ocasio-Cortez there. But finally, Rashida Tlaib says, Representative Tlaib says, Sinema seems not to care that her own state is flooding, the West is burning, and infrastructure around the country is crumbling. Sinema is more interested in gaining GOP friends and blocking much needed resources than fighting for her residents' future. And she links to an article about a 4-year-old who was missing after a flash flood in Arizona. So I don't know, Sabrina, what do you think about their points there? Any chance they'll be effective on the senator?
Well, their points, no, but I hope that at least like her constituents will recognize that she's just kind of a bit of a phony and that she does not care about, their own interests. So I would hope that, she doesn't stick around for too long.
Yeah, that's all I hope. I hope. Yeah, it's a reminder, by the way, regardless of what happens, and like you predicted that nothing would pass. I am feeling more like that each day. It is a reminder that like Like Littlefinger in Game of Thrones, we on the left need to fight every battle all the time. That's what we have to do. We have to defeat we have to primary everyone. We have to win all the general elections. I know some people would say, well, look, she sucks and the progressives aren't going to be able to prevail. So what you should do is just give up, just back off the whole thing. Well, I don't understand how that gets Sinema out of office or gets someone worse to beat her or whatever. She's another person that we need to beat, and we need to beat Manchin, we need to beat Tester, and we need to beat Warner. We need to beat all of them, unfortunately. But that is unfortunately the only path that actually gets us to where we need to be. We can want stuff, wishing accomplishes few things, though.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.